Hey guys, today we're going to talk about episode 5 of The Chase, which is called, very appropriately, The Death of Doctor Who. It feels like the death of Doctor Who, alright. This episode is bad. The set design is terrible. Like, the Web Planet has better set design than this specific episode does. It just does not look good. It looks flimsy, cardboardy. It's classic Doctor Who, but classic Doctor Who can still pull off great sets. This is not one of those. The robot doctor doesn't work. It doesn't go anywhere. It just feels like a wasted idea. And of course, it's very obvious at times there's someone else besides Hartnell playing the robot. I mean, in some shots it's him, and in other shots it's not, which is even more confusing. Now, this drove me batty at first. I was like, why don't they just have Hartnell playing both roles? That would seem the common sense thing to do. But then I didn't take into account the fact of how they shot these back then, how they shot these basically live. Although the Doctor's in dual roles in the Massacre, so. But ignoring that, shooting these live, maybe they couldn't have him doing both roles. Maybe they needed to have two people because William Hartnell couldn't really be in two places at once. And I mean, there is definitely, the scene at the end when they're fighting, when the Doctor beats him, where you need two people there. So, but maybe just to do some of the scenes, since they're practically done live, they just needed a second person. It was easier. I don't know. It doesn't work. The robot thing doesn't work. And the fact that Doctor beats him so easy, I don't get these robots in Classic Who sometimes that you just like grab a string and pull it and they're done. Like I love Forward to Doomsday, but they're so easy to beat in Forward to Doomsday. I mean, I get the Doctor only knows about it because the one guy showed him. Or the Mavellans in Destiny, you just grab the thing off. I'm powerful and you can't beat me except for my vulnerable spot, which is right here where anybody can grab it. I mean, it's not attached better. You just click. It's laughably silly. It's the same thing here when the robot just suddenly stops like this and the Doctor's just like, yoink! It's so anticlimactic. That feels so wasted. I'm surprised we still haven't seen Steven, because I'm pretty sure Steven gets introduced in The Chase. So I'm guessing he just gets introduced in part 6, the last episode. And I figured the mechanoids would be in this story more. I figured they played more into The Chase. The Chase really is living up to its name with them just chasing him everywhere, I guess. But other than, right there at the end of episode 5, we don't really get the mechanoids. So I guess they're only really in episode 6. That kind of surprised me because they seem to be, featured more on the Chase artwork. Maybe episode 6 is just a really good episode. I don't know. I don't know what's up with Vicky in this episode because I tend to really like Vicky, but she acts like Susan. She makes really dumb decisions. I'll just stand under the, I'll pound on the TARDIS door and not notice when the thing comes up and, She does a lot of screaming. Vicky gets to do a lot of stereotypical 60s female companion screaming. I just didn't care for this one a lot. I thought it was funny that the Doctor tried to impersonate the robot, but I love the fact it didn't work at all. You are not the robot. You just hear it fire and the Doctor stumble back in like, well, that didn't work. That's funny. I did like at daybreak when they saw the city, I like that model of the city they see. That's a really cool looking model. I did like that. And then the camera shot of it looked really nice. And there's a little bit of incidental music that played right there that I liked as well. But overall, no, I think The Chase is too long. These last two episodes, episode 4 and 5, have really been a big waste of time. A big waste of time. Like, I was pretty sure, I'm like, well, when I get ready to do season 2, I know the Web Planet will be at the bottom, and now I'm sitting there going, or will it? Because at least the Web Planet has the ambition going for it. It's an ambitious story. I'm always going to give the Web Planet that. God knows I never want to watch it again because it's dreadful. But I cannot deny that it was an ambitious story, and I love the idea behind it and what they tried to do. I will always give it props for that. Whereas The Chase just feels like one of those Terry Nation stories where his main thought was, yeah, it'll do. Good enough. Because there are times it just feels like Terry Nation just kind of threw together whatever. This feels like one of those. This is probably, I guess, the first Dalek story where he was like, yeah, whatever. Here, make it, pay me, let's go. Bye, Terry Nation. So, I don't know. It'll depend on how this last episode goes. I'll have to see just how good episode 6 is, and before I, of course, rank the season and review the season and all that fun stuff, which will probably just be one video. But yeah, episode 5, The Death of Doctor Who. It isn't good. It is not good. So what do you think of this episode? Comment down below and let me know. Other things to do, click the like button and the subscribe button. That helps me out, and I appreciate it. I also have a Patreon if you like what I do and would like to support what I do. There is a link to that down in the description below. That does help me keep bills paid, and I certainly appreciate it. I want to give a shout out to some of my top tier patrons, Finn Perkins and Stephen Crane and Colin Coney. I appreciate their continued support, as I do the support of all of my patrons. I also have a P.O. box. If there's anything you would like to send me, that's down there as well, as is a link to my Amazon wish list, which I update regularly. Most importantly, though, thank you for watching.